HarperCollins presents Mississippi Roll, edited by George R. Martin, featuring stories written by Stephen Leigh, David D. Levine, John Joss Miller, Kevin Andrew Murphy, Cherie Priest, and Carrie Vaughn. Read by William Hope. Mississippi Roll Rules. Mississippi Roll is a 7-card stud poker game. The rules are as follows. 1. 7 cards are dealt to each player, face down. 2. Each player passes 1 card to the player on his left. 3. Each player passes 2 cards to the player on his left. 4. Each player passes 3 cards to the player on his left. 5. Each player discards 2 cards from his hand, arranges the 5 remaining cards in the order he wishes to reveal them, and places his hand face down in a pack before him on the table. 6. The players roll their top card. A round of betting follows, starting with the player with the high card showing. 7. The remaining cards are revealed one by one, with each roll followed by a round of betting. 8. The high hand and low hand split the pot. In the Shadow of Tall Stacks by Stephen Leigh. Part 1. February 27, 1951. Mardi Gras was long past, a full 3 weeks ago, which unfortunately meant that the bulk of the tourists had vanished back to wherever they'd come from, which in turn meant that it had been a few weeks since the steamboat Natchez had last seen anything resembling a full house for its daily local cruises. At 9 in the morning, it was 67 degrees and 97% humidity. Not raining, though a thick, wet fog still cloaked the Mississippi and the wharf where the Natchez was docked near Jackson Square and the French Quarter. There was barely any breeze, and the fog seemed to squat on New Orleans like some gigantic and foul specter, muffling what little noise the not-quite-awake city mustered. Wilbur Leathers, captain and owner of the Natchez, wasn't entirely awake himself, admittedly. The steamboat's engineer, Patrick O'Flaherty, had roused him an hour ago. He'd wanted to fire up the boilers and check questionable pressure readings in several of the lines before they left the dock to head upriver. The engineer's knock had also awakened Eleanor, Wilbur's wife. Wilbur had told O'Flaherty to go ahead, then dressed, kissed the sleepy Eleanor, and gone down intending to supervise the work. He'd also, at Eleanor's request, started a pot of coffee in the tiny crew mess on the main deck. He held 2 steaming mugs in his hands as he emerged onto the foredeck. Wilbur heard the boilers to the rear of the main deck already producing a good head of steam and hissing through the scape pipes up on the hurricane deck. He sniffed the curling steam from the coffee mugs, his own simply black, Eleanor's Olé, and flavored with chicory. Eleanor had told him only 2 days ago that she was certain she was pregnant, having missed her 2nd time of the month a few weeks ago, and now experiencing nausea in the mornings. He'd hugged her tight, both of them ecstatic about the news. He was going to be a father. They were going to start their family. He already loved Eleanor more than ever, 4 years into their marriage, and he was certain that his son or daughter would only increase the bliss. The only storm clouds on the horizon of their future were financial ones, though those were tall and plentiful. Wilbur glanced eastward to where a dim glow heralded the sun that would eventually dissipate the fog. Wilbur judged that it would be an hour or more before the fog cleared enough for easy navigation. A shame. For several reasons, he wanted to be out on the river and heading north to Baton Rouge as soon as possible. Only 4 of the staterooms were currently booked, but it wasn't likely that any more were going to fill on a Tuesday morning 3 weeks after Mardi Gras. They wouldn't be entirely dead-heading. There were crates of
Sample complete. Ready to continue?